Good morning students, how are you all today? This is Ashar Khan from SST Geo Educational Group Kota, and today we'll be learning chapter number 4 of your geography. Okay, so open your books. We are learning chapter number 4 of geography, which is maps. So open your books on page number 23 and let us start learning. In this chapter we'll be learning about maps. I hope you are already familiar with the app called Google Maps, right? On that app you can see the maps of your locality or basically anywhere you want to. Now in this chapter we'll be learning how maps are created, what important things are there in a map, what kind of maps there are. Okay, so let us get into details now. Topics that we are covering in this chapter are: first we'll learn about globe and map, then types of maps, components of maps, sketch and plan. Okay, so these are the topics in your books that we'll be covering. Now globe and map. See, you've already seen a globe. A globe is a miniature model of the earth. It is very useful, but it also has its limitation. You have already seen what a globe is, right? On a globe, it is exactly a replica of the earth. On it, you can see latitudes, longitudes and different countries. But it has its limitations. What are they? We cannot use a globe when we want to study only a part of the earth, like our country, state, city or village. Supposedly, I want to study only India. I can't do so on the globe, right? For that, I will use a map. In that situation, we use a map. What is map? Underline this in your books. A map is a representation or a drawing of the earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat surface according to a scale. Basically earth's surface या earth's surface की कोई part जिसको हमने एक flat surface, for example a paper, a table, anywhere जिसमें हमने उसे draw कर रखा है, that is called a map, a representation or drawing of the earth's surface drawn on a flat surface. Okay, here is an example. Now this here is a globe, correct? You have seen it in your classes or before as well. On the globe, you can see all the countries, latitudes, longitudes, you can see all of it. But the globe doesn't show you in detailed way. For that you will need map. For example, now here is a map of India. On this I can see different states, the rivers, the neighboring countries and so on. Okay, but it is not possible to see it on the globe. Another thing is the globe is very bulky to carry, but a map is easily foldable and you can keep it in your pockets. Now we're learning about types of map. There are different kinds of maps. Let us learn. So first of all, maps provide more information than a globe. As I explained you earlier, कि maps जो हैं globe से ज़्यादा information आपको देते हैं. They are of different sizes and contain many facts. A book of maps is called an atlas. This you must already be knowing. What? That a book of maps, जिसमें सिर्फ maps आते हैं, that book is called an atlas. Now maps are of different types. There are physical, political and thematic maps. Three kind of maps are there. Underline it. There are three different types of maps: physical, political and thematic. What they are? First we are learning about physical maps. Maps showing natural features of the earth such as mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, oceans are called physical or relief maps. On the map which only shows mountains, plateaus, rivers, ocean and lakes, those are called physical maps. Now here is the physical map of the world. On this map I can see the grassland, the mountain ranges, the oceans, right? But this map is not showing me the countries and states. Why not? Because that we can see only in the political maps. Maps showing cities, towns and villages and different countries and states of the world with their boundaries are called political maps. On political maps, I'll be able to see different countries, their boundaries, cities, towns and villages and so on. Here is an example of the world map, okay, political world map. Now, in this map, I can't see where is the Himalaya range or where is Lake Superior or other things. But what this map is showing me, this map is telling me where is Russia, China, India, Canada and okay. Now our third kind of map is thematic map. Some maps focus on specific information. Now there are some maps, they don't show physical features or political features. They have a certain theme to it. For example, road maps, rainfall maps, maps showing distribution of forest, industries. These maps are known as thematic maps. On those maps, on thematic maps, we can only see specific information. For example, look on your screen. Now here is a map of India road network, national and state highways. Means this map is showing me the highways and state highways of India, and the other one is the average rainfall map, annual average rainfall map of India. This map is telling me which place it rains more and which places it rains less. Okay, so these are the thematic maps. Certainly there can be a map of railway lines, there can be a map where iron is found, correct? That will come under thematic maps because they have a certain theme going on. Now we're learning about components of maps. What components of maps there are? There are three components of maps. Underline this. They are distance, direction and symbols. When we are drawing a map, we use these three in our mind. We keep these three in our minds: distance, direction and symbols. Now let us cover these in details. Distance. Maps are drawings which reduce the entire world or a part of it to fit on a sheet of paper. Maps क्या होती हैं? Drawings होती हैं जिसमें हम वर्ल्ड की किसी भी जगह को एक पेपर की शीट पे देख सकते हैं. Or we can say maps are drawn to reduce scales. Why do we draw maps? Because it is not possible for a person to know all about the world, right? So that is why maps are drawn on scales. What is a scale? Scale is the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. Means the actual distance on the ground, it will be shown on a map but in a scale way. How so? Example, supposedly the distance between your school and your home is 10 kilometers. If you show this 10 kilometer distance by 2 centimeter on a map, now you cannot draw a map which is 10 kilometers long, right? You will draw it in your notebook or on a small piece of paper. So if you show this 10 kilometer distance by 2 centimeter on a map, it means that 1 centimeter on the map will show 5 kilometer on the ground. So 2 centimeter will show 10 kilometer. Okay. See here, the scale is very important in any map. If you have a map, there will be a scale on it at the bottom. If you know the scale, you will be able to calculate the distance between any two places on map. Take any map, for example. This here is a symbol of scale. Okay, black, white and black stripes. Now here it is written that 1 inch is equal to 1.576 miles. That means 1 inch on this map is equal to 1.576 miles. Now we'll learn about small scale maps and large scale maps. What they are? Look on your screen. Small scale map. When large areas like continents or countries are to be shown on a paper, we use small scale maps. Now we are suppose that we are showing a large area on a small piece, then we use a small scale map. Example, that 5 centimeter on the map will show 500 kilometer. It is called a small scale map. Now this here is an example of India map, right? This is the political map of India. What we can see is that this is a very large country. So on this map, 5 centimeter will show 500 kilometer or whatever the scale says at the bottom. Next comes the large scale maps. Now when small areas like your village or town is to be shown on a paper, now you don't want to show a country or a city, now you just want to show a small area like your town or village. We use a large scale map. In this one, 5 centimeter on the ground will show 500 meters. Example is given here. Now this is a map of a city or a town. On this 5 centimeter area is actually showing quite a lot of details. So on large scale map, a lot of details are shown. Now the second component is direction. We have covered distance, now we are covering direction, which is the second component of any map. Most maps contain an arrow marked with the letter N at the upper right hand corner. If you notice any map, on the upper right hand corner, meaning here, there will be an arrow marked N, which is this arrow shows the northern direction. This is called the north line. When you know the north, you can easily find out the other direction. Why is it shown? Why the arrow is shown at the top right corner? So that you can see where the directions are. There are 4 major directions. You already know this: north, south, east and west, which are shown by this. Now these are the cardinal points or cardinal directions. Apart from these 4 cardinal directions, there are also 4 intermediate directions, means directions which exist between these. They are north-east. See, between north and east, there is the northeast direction, then southeast, which lies between south and east. So there is southeast, southwest, between south and west, and northwest, between north and west. Now, why are they necessary? We can locate any place more accurately with the help of these intermediate directions, so that we can accurately place any point on a map with more accuracy. These are called intermediate directions. North, west, south, east, these are the cardinal direction or cardinal points, and northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest, these are the intermediate points or intermediate directions. Now, compass. We can find out the direction of a place with the help of a compass. Compass is a tool that we use to find directions. It is an instrument used to find out main directions. And how do we do so? A compass has a needle its magnetic needle always points toward north-south directions. Means the needle which exists in the compass, it will always point towards the north. So you adjust your compass and then you can find out which direction are there. Our third point, which is symbol, the third component of a map, symbols. It is the third important component of a map. It is not possible to draw bridges, buildings or railway lines on a map. Now on a map you cannot show bridges, buildings or railway lines as they are. For that we use symbols. So they are shown by using certain letters, shades, colors, pictures and lines. We use combination of all these to create symbols. With the use of these symbols, maps can be drawn easily and are very simple to read. Now if you know these symbols and what they depict, then you can easily read a map. Underline this in your books. Maps have a universal language that can be understood by all. There is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols. Means the symbols which are used on a map, they are universally, internationally agreed. Means all the countries use the same symbol. Supposedly you go on vacation in a different country, you don't know the local language, you can't ask for directions, right? Why? Because you don't understand the language. But because of symbols, you will be able to see them on the map. These symbols are called conventional symbols. What conventional symbols are there? Turn to page number 26. You will see this chart on your page, right? Railway line, broad gauge, meter gauge and railway station are shown by these symbols. Okay, here is the railway station and the railway tracks. Roads, metalled and unmetalled. Metalled means pakka road and unmetalled is kacha road. They are shown by straight line or dotted lines. Then boundaries, international, state and district boundaries are shown by these symbols. River, well, tank, canal and bridges are shown by this. Note that the blue color is always used to signify water bodies. Then temple, church, mosque and chhatri. These are the symbols for temple, mosque, temple, church, mosque and chhatri. Then post office, post and telegraph office and police station are shown using letters like PO, PTO and PS. Settlement and graveyard means where people live and where people are buried are shown by using these symbols. Trees and grass, you can see trees and grass, they are shown using green color. Here is a map, for example. On this map you can see all the symbols being used. Let's start. Here is a church, here is the telegraph office, then there is school. This shows the graveyard. Now this dotted line here, it's the unmetalled road, while this is the metal road. These are the settlements, these brown blocks that you see, these are settlements where people live. There are trees here, railway line is going, this is the railway station, here is a temple, mosque, chhatri and lake, okay. Bridge as well is shown here. And what you see on this one, this is our north line, which shows the north direction on this map. So if we know the north, then we know that the opposite direction is south, and here it will be east and here it will be west. Now we come to sketch. A sketch is a drawing mainly based on memory and spot observation. अब sketch क्या होता है? अभी तक हम maps के बारे में पढ़ रहे थे, अभी ये sketch है. Sketch है जो drawing. It is a drawing mainly based on memory and spot observation and not to scale. Sketches are drawn by memory and not by scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required of an area to tell where a particular place is located with respect to other places. How? Let us give an example. Suppose you want to go to your friend's house. आपको आपके दोस्त के घर जाना है, but you don't know the way. आपको रास्ता नहीं पता. So what will your friend do? He will make a rough drawing. Your friend can make a rough drawing to show the way to his house. Such a rough drawing is drawn without scale and is called a sketch map. उस drawing को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Sketch map बोलते हैं. Example is shown here. Supposedly you want to go from your house to library, right? But how will you show the direction? You will say that go straight to school, then turn right, and there is a post office, firehouse, library, mall. That is how you can use the local signs to show a direction to some place. Okay, that is called a sketch. Now, our next topic is plan. What is a plan? A plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. A large scale map gives a lot of information, but there are certain things which we may sometimes want to know. Now, a plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. When we draw a small area on a large piece of paper, why we do so? Because it gives a lot of information. Example, the length and breadth of a room, which can't be shown on a map. Supposedly, I want to know the area of my house or my room. That cannot be shown on a map. That is why plans are used. At that time, we can refer to drawings drawn to scale called a plan. Here is an example. Here is the blueprint house plan. In this house plan, you can see where is the bathroom, hall, kitchen, the length and breadth of your walls, and where is the front door, where is the garage, everything. This won't be shown on a map, right? You can't see your house on a map. That is why for these things a house plan is used, a building plan. Okay student, that was it for this chapter. I hope you all learned well. Thank you so much. Any doubts that you have, we will cover them in our doubt class. Thank you.